Good morning, Papua New Guinea. Today I would like to tell you that Bryan Kramer owe an explanation to the people of Papua New Guinea about 2.4 billion USB loan, which was and which the Commission of Inquiry was engaged to publish or to found there was any fraud or allegation that should be acquitted or that should be published to acquit Peter Onun and his government, his accomplice, which Bryan Kramer said that Peter O'Neill has accumulated and enriched himself from 2.4 billion USB loan. Bryan Kramer has a responsibility because that was a golden arrow Bryan Kramer used to paint a picture on Peter O'Neill and his government and successfully remove Peter O'Neill from the power. And Bryan Kramer took advantage of Don Polio because Don Polio was the one that disagreed with 2.4 billion and he defected from Peter O'Neill government and even lost his seat. And people of Papua New Guinea need to know. People of Papua New Guinea need to know the true fact about that 2.4 billion allegation because Bryan Kramer was the one that came very vocal on the Facebook and trying to paint a picture that Peter O'Neill was the one that responsible. But what Bryan Kramer did not tell the people of Papua New Guinea is about Manus Island, refugee camp, and a Paladin security contract. He was the masterminder, the architecture, the middleman, the person that brought a refugee camp into Manus Island and negotiated for the Paladin security to provide the security in Manus Island refugee camp. He was the middleman. He has an explanation to explain to the people of Papua New Guinea how and why Paladin security and Manus Island refugee camp was established in the first place, which was illegally, under the constitution of Papua New Guinea. It was illegally. There is no law. There is no act that allowed the establishment of refugee camp in Papua New Guinea. And Bryan Kramer owes an explanation to the people of Papua New Guinea. That's number one. Number two, the 423 Australian million dollar, which Bryan Kramer himself benefited 1 million Australian dollar. Bryan Kramer need to explain and publish a report or concluded investigation and produce a report or publish a report to the people of Papua New Guinea what has happened with Paladin security and Manus Island refugee security contract saga, the Watergate, the one of the number one controversial or the scandal in the history of Papua New Guinea by Bryan Kramer, which he himself with his family and relatives to bring that a refugee into Papua New Guinea illegally and establish it successfully, even bending the rules around not following the tender process or the procurement process, and establish and successfully negotiated for Paladin security to have a contract and run that refugee camp in Papua New Guinea. That was one of the constitutional breach which the constitutional lawyers and the lawyers of this country should have argued. Why? Because it's a breach of sovereignty, and this is one of the things that Papua New Guinea need to always remember, and they must not forget. Bryan Kramer is one of the mastermind and architecture. He has an explanation to explain to the people of Papua New Guinea because the history will judge us. The history will judge you, Bryan Kramer. And Bryan Kramer, you owe an explanation. I don't care how you do it. I don't care who the hell are you, whatever position of ministry you have in this country. I don't care. You have to explain to the people of Papua New Guinea because since now you are police minister, the investigation on Manus Island refugee camp and Paladin security saga need to be explained and published in a report so that people of Papua New Guinea need to know the truth because you say that Peter only enriched himself from 2.4 billion and that 2.4 billion and the fact check of 2.4 billion, 30 million kina was wasted. The 30 million taxpayers' money was wasted. And Bryan Kramer, you owe an explanation to Papua New Guinea, because Papua New Guinea, even though 80% of populations are primitive, but some of us, we are watching over you. We are looking at you. And I see you as one of the very corrupt guy and the first-class conman in this country. And I gave you 99 different names because you have lied to the people of Papua New Guinea in 99 different ways. And I have given you 99 different names. And Bryan Kramer, you need to explain, because I don't care how you do it, you have to do it in order for you to build the reputation that you have established. Otherwise, you have built a reputation on a false analysis. You have built a reputation on white lies, the fat white lies that you have continued to tell the people. And you just played a revenge game, because Peter O'Neill allowed on February 20, 2019, he allowed the Australian government to do the investigation on Paladin security. That's why you came on strong. You came on strong, very, very strong. And the primitive people of Papua New Guinea, the illiterate people of Papua New Guinea who were using the Facebook at the time, were really around you. They said he was a king, he was a savior, he was a Lion of Judah. They gave you all kinds of names. But I will tell you one thing. You use your psychology in a way that you just feed a negative energy. That is how you got the people to rally around you. But I see you as a fly, as a blue fly. I see you as a parasite, like a hyena. I see you as a, the dog called Quiet. I see you as that hyena and Quiet. You are not fit to be a member of parliament. You are not fit to even have the ministerial portfolio, but you have to be glad, because you pumped the money into Pangu Party, so at Pangu Party, they gave you the police minister. Even though you were not on the floor of parliament to do vote for number 8 prime minister, James Marape. James Marape gave you the police minister because you used your corrupt money from the Paladin security saga, that money that you got from the refugee camp and Paladin security contract, that money you used to fund the Pangu Party. So Pangu Party gave you the police minister because you know that that's the only portfolio you wanted, because you want to cover up your ass. Bryan Kramer, you will never ever lie again. You will never ever lie again, because you have left the trails and we are watching over you. We are not your stupid, and we are not your fool, and we are not your primitive. You are just a mouthpiece of a colonial master. You are trying to suppress Papua New Guinea from developing. You are trying to derail Papua New Guinea from developing into modern economy, and trying to still let our colonial masters to control over us. That's what you are doing, because you are colonial master's masterpiece. You are mouthpiece of the colonial master, and you did that because you don't want China to help Papua New Guinea develop. Look at what little bit China has done. I don't care how governments got a loan. I don't care how government engaged with China to develop the country. I don't care. Papua New Guinea needed development. This country needed development. This country needed development because we have been kept in the loop. We have been kept in the darkness since 1969. Since 1969, when the first House of Assembly was established in Papua New Guinea. And Papua New Guinea will not continue to be a slave to the colonial master in terms of economy. You look at our job employment and you look at our businesses, it's taken over by aliens. It is taken over by aliens. And what colonial masters have done is they have done nothing. They are controlling our development policies. They are controlling everything that Papua New Guinea want to do. And look at what they have done to Yambago Oak. Yambago Oak tried to rebuild the country. They took him out. Peter only want to do the same thing. You use your fat white lies to remove Peter only from power. When Grand Chief Sam Michael Somare trying to look back to the look not policy, they remove his shoe on a Brisbane airport in 2005. Papua New Guineans, you have a short memory, so you will not know what is going on, how the country and the political economy is working in this country. Politics and economy is not like your taga box. You primitive Papua New Guineans must understand that this country is bigger than your little coconut, the fish brain. You are like a swimming in an ocean. You are like a floating in the world, not is your own, but in the white man's world. That's what they want you to be like that. No, they don't want you to be economically independent. Papua New Guinea was given economical independence, but not, Papua New Guinea was given, sorry, let me rephrase this. Papua New Guinea was given political independence, but not economical independence. and people like me, I will not silence. You will not silence me. I don't care how your supporters trying to treat people on the Facebook and posting comments and saying that Bryan Kramer is the most protected species. What kind of species are we talking about? What kind of species? Coming from the planet Pluto, or what kind of species? These primitive Facebook followers trying to post comments and threatening others from expressing their view in the democratic country in this Papua New Guinea, I don't understand. I don't care what kind of English you speak. If I am speaking broken English, I will tell you. And if I don't speak properly, it is you to correct it. You don't need to point your fingers and try to play a revenge politics in Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea need to progress. Papua New Guinea need to develop. Papua New Guinea cannot continue to be left in the darkness. And what have you done, Bryan Kramer, to the people of Medan? You have been member of Medan. What have you done on the district level? You are nothing but a little kindergarten beating drum on the Waigani Hill. You are nothing but you are just a little kindergarten beating drum on the hills of Waigani and get primitive people to rally around you so that the government can come up with some kind of plan or some kind of ways to remove people who are performing and who are trying to develop this country. That's what you are doing. I don't care who the hell are you, Bryan Kramer. Listen to me very carefully. The world will judge you. Papua New Guinea will judge you. The history will judge you. You will go down in history as one of the fat white liars and a con man, the first class con man in Papua New Guinea. And if you want to prove me that, prove me with Manus Island refugee camp and Paladin security contract. Prove me with that. Prove me with that. Prove us with that report. And how this Paladin security came about, got a security contract in Manus Island refugee camp, and also how Manus Island refugee camp was established without any law. There is no act, there is no constitution that allow a refugee camp to be established in Papua New Guinea. Bryan Kramer, you owe an explanation to Papua New Guinea. Bryan Kramer, you also owe an explanation to Papua New Guinea about 2.4 billion US loan that you claim your golden hero, the golden hero that you shoot down Peter O'Neill. You need to explain to Papua New Guinea how Peter O'Neill enriched himself. And you need to also explain why Commission of Inquiry and the 30 million taxpayers' money that was wasted. Now I say you are just only playing a revenge game. You are only playing a revenge game on those people you see that they are your enemy. Because you have a soft skin. You have a very little soft skin. You are insecure. You are afraid of those people who are running because you are corrupt, man. You have been in the corruption since 2011 till 2017 when you ran for election. You were in the game. You were in the game of corruption. And now you're trying to come up and say, I want to fight for corruption. But you were corrupted. How can you fight for corruption? There, 2 wrongs never equals 1. 1 right. 2 wrongs never equals right. You were in the first place was engaged in corruption, tried to become an overnight millionaire. So Manus Island refugee camp and the Paladin security contract was your jackpot. That was your jackpot for your family. You must remember that Paladin security contract and Manus Island refugee camp was a jackpot for Bryan Kramer. Huh? It was your jackpot. That's how you make your money. That's how you become an overnight millionaire. You pump the money from that jackpot that you bought, the money that you got from corruption, you pump into Pangu Party. Now you want to make that money back. So that's why you are jumping from policy minister to health minister to COVID-19, 43 million going down in the drain. 43 million going down in the drain for COVID-19. Huh? We are not blind like you. We are not blind like you. Remember, some of us have worked in the ministerial level and we know what's going on. We have worked in the energy level and we know what's going down on. Those primitive Facebook followers of yours don't know the economy and the politics of Papua New Guinea, how it is run. But some of us are watching over you because we have been fighting for people like you too. And I will make sure you don't come back in 2022. I will make sure you will not come back to politics in 2022. Remember, Bryan Kramer. And don't forget my name. My name is Isaac Opehema. My name is Isaac Opehema. And I am a patriotic Papua New Guinean. I am a patriotic Papua New Guinean. Let me tell you one thing. I will never sleep until I expose you good and proper. My name is Isaac Opehema and I approve this message. Thank you, Papua New Guinea, for watching this.